Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, Aditya. Okay, we are on, right? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Let's start then. So today we're going to do a little bit of different things. One of them is read aloud. I hope you know what that is. And then we'll go back into our grammar and look further. And then we'll do one more thing called storytelling. Should also be an interesting aspect for you. Okay, so then let's begin with read aloud. Do you have any idea what read aloud is all about?
From sentence or
Okay.
words, I think it is. I need to read uh, loudly or
Right. It's meant for reading loudly something. And actually, this is also your Monday exercise kind of thing. Okay. So on Mondays, you should follow this
okay.
every time. I'll send you the course material that you should follow as homework depending on the day, every day, depending on the day. Like on Mondays, you should do a read aloud for at least 1 hour alone at home in front of the mirror or something like that to make sure that you can read fluently and perfectly, all kinds of things. Okay, do you know what read aloud will help you in? Any idea?
It will help me to pronounce properly. I can hear my voice, and from that I can learn where I am going wrong.
Right. Read aloud will help you in your punctuation, whether you're pronouncing correctly. I will be there listening to every word. So if you're not pronouncing in front of me correctly, then obviously you're going to make a lot of mistakes in front of the mirror also. So you want to fix it. Actually, most of the real aloud should be fairly easy and straightforward for you according to your level, but still, we're going to check it out. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's begin. So first thing I'm going to do is bring up about some reading material on your screen. And that is up there right now. Oops, there we are. It's called there in front of you. So can you read me this paragraph starting from the beginning?
Yes. First, attitude of gratitude.
You
My
try to
life,
speak a little bit louder so because your microphone is low on volume right now.
my yes. Sure, sure. Attitude of gratitude.
Yeah,
My
that's better.
life between 22 yards for 24 years. A teary-eyed Sachin Tendulkar on Saturday brought the curtain down on his phenomenal career by giving a heart-wrenching speech to thank his family,
Stop,
coaches.
stop. So, so you must read everything correctly, or you're gonna get a lot of interruptions. A teary-eyed, the correct way to pronounce it. And look how we native people also increase our volume and decrease our volume naturally. We do not do it unnaturally at any point that we think we should do it. A teary-eyed Sachin Tendulkar on Saturday should be clear. Saturday brought, not brought. You said brought or something like that. It should be brought, so you can change that pronunciation to rectify it. Proud is like you're making your own pronunciation. Little bit variations are allowed, but that is significant, so it won't be allowed. On Saturday, brought the curtains down on his phenomenal career by giving a heartwarming speech to thank his family, coaches, teammates, friends, and fans, saying it was hard to believe that his life, blah, 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 and you go on saying. So let's start again. And when you're studying the headings are very important. They tell you everything. Attitude of gratitude. See the way I am pronouncing. If you can do the same thing, it's much better. Though your pronunciation there was quite okay. My life, there is a comma, so you have a natural pause. My life between 22 yards for 24 years. Okay, you start from a teary eye again.
A teary eye. Sachin Tendulkar on Saturday brought the curtains down on his phenomenal career by giving a heart,
Heartwarming,
sorry,
heartwarming.
heartwarming, heartwarming speech to thank his family, coaches, teammates, friends, and fans, saying it was hard to believe that his life between 22 yards in the last 24 years has come to end. Friends, please settle down. I will get more emotional. It's hard to believe my wonderful journey has coming to an end. My
Is coming
life
to an end. Is
sorry,
coming.
is coming to an end. My life between 22 yards for 24 years has come to an end. I have a list of names to thank. The first is my father, who passed away in 1999. Without his guidance, I wouldn't be standing in front of you. He said, chase your dreams, don't give up. The path will be difficult. I miss him today. My mom, I don't know how she managed a naughty child like me. She just prayed and prayed from the day I started playing the game. For 4 years, I stayed with my uncle and aunt when in school. They treated me like their own son. My eldest brother Nitin doesn't like to talk much, but he said, whatever you do, I know you will give 100%. My first cricket bat was presented to me by my sister Savita. She still continues to fast while I bat. Ajit, my brother, we have lived this dream together. He sacrificed his career for me. He took me to Achrekar sir first. Even last night he called me to discuss my dismissal. Even when I am not playing, we will still be discussing technique. If that hadn't happened, I would have been a lesser cricketer. The most beautiful thing happened the most beautiful thing happened to me when I met Anjali in 1990. I know that being a doctor, there was a big career in front of her, but she decides that I should continue playing and she took care of the children. Thanks for bearing with me for all the nonsense I have said. Anjali wipes tears. Anjali wipes Anjali wipes tears. Then the two precious diamonds of my life,
Yes. You can
Sarah
say
and Arjun.
precious or precious.
Precious. Am I right, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the two precious diamonds of my life, Sarah and Arjun. I have missed I have missed out on several birthdays, holidays, annual annual days. I know for 14, 16 years I have not spent enough time with you, but I promise you I will spend the next 16 or whatever is left. My in laws, I have discussed several things with them. The most important thing, just seconds, there, chat box.
Most important thing they did.
Okay. The most important thing they did was allow me to marry Anjali. In the last 24 years, my friends have made terrific contributions. They have been with me while I was stressed. They have been with me even at 3 a.m. when I was injured. Thanks for being there for me. My career started when I was 11. I was extremely delighted to see Achrekar sir in the stands. I used to ride on his scooter and play 2 matches a day. Sir took me along to make sure I played. On a lighter note, Sir never said well played because he didn't want me to be complacent. You can push your luck. You can push your luck now. So, since I am not playing cricket anymore, I started my career here in Mumbai. I remember landing from New Zealand at 4 a.m. and playing a Ranji game the next day. The BCCI was fantastic from my debut. Thanks to the selectors. You were right with me making sure my treatment was taken care of. Thanks to all the senior cricketers who have played with me, we see on the screen Rahul, Vives, Saurav, and Anil, who is not here. All the coaches. I know when MS presented the 200th test cap, I had a message to the team. I said, we are all so proud to be representing the nation. I hope to continue to serve the nation with dignity. I have full faith that you will serve the country in the right spirit. I will be failing I will be failing in my duty if I didn't thank the doctors who have kept me fit. Given the injuries I have suffered, they have treated me in odd hours. My dear friend, the late Mark Mascarhans, Mascarhans,
Masculine has.
Mascarhans,
Yeah,
Mascarhans.
you can pronounce a name anyway, but correct pronunciation of a name is based on how the person himself pronounces his name. Now, since this person is totally a foreign person, you don't know, so you can pronounce any matching name. However, that is not the right way. The right way is the pronunciation that person pronounces. So, in as an English person, I am guessing that his name is something close to Mascarenas. Either we pronounce their name as they like, or we pronounce the name as best in English as we can. So in this case, it is as best as in English as we can. So it would be my dear friend, the late Mark Mascarenas, just like that. Okay, continue from Mascarenas.
Mascarenas. I miss him. My current management team, WSG, for continuing what Mark has done. Someone who has worked closely with me for 14 years is my friend Vinay Naidu. The media has backed me a lot since my school days, even today. Thank you. Thanks to the photographers for capturing those moments. I know I have met so many guys who have fasted for me, prayed for me, done so much for me. Without that, life wouldn't have been like this for me. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and also say that time has flown by rather quickly, but the memories you have left with me will always be with me forever and ever. Especially Sachin, which will reverberate, reverberate, which will reverberate. Am I right, sir? River
Yes.
Brigade.
Mm.
In my ears till I stop breathing. Thank you very much. If I have missed out on saying something, I hope you understand. Goodbye.
Okay, so you can see the way you have read the story. It's kind of nice. It's good. At least you got the English words almost right. You are stopping in the commas and pausing perfectly well. The person is speaking. So you always try to, if you're doing a read aloud, it's for many reasons to make sure that your English pronunciation is perfect and that you can speak with other people. Okay. It is also to make sure that, let's say you are speaking as a media person, the person who is hearing you should be able to understand what you're speaking to the best of the ability. So you always speak in a nice, fantastic tone so that the listener or the person watching can hear you perfectly well. I was able to hear quite a bit of what you said, but then I'm already very good in English, so I catch a lot of accents very quickly and pronunciations also very quickly. But still, the story was understood that here's Sachin Tendulkar talking about his last days as a cricketer, and it was fantastic. The whole story was quite emotional, quite sentimental, and overall fantastic. So, just a few things. In the beginning, you were a little bit not warmed up, but afterwards, you got warmed up, and errors not coming. Very few. So you can speak most of these words. Names shouldn't be a botheration to you. If you are not speaking anything wrong, then you don't have to stop, like in the case of where is that word? Reverberate there. So you can say that in reverberate, both are kind of right. Reverberate is kind of okay, which will reverberate in my ears till I stop breathing. So if I'm not correcting, that means you are speaking it correctly. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So you already spoke it 2 or 3 times. All of them were correct pronunciations. Fine. So that sounds like a good thing. And you can read perfectly, but I also want you to read at home to make sure that you can read very well. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to read at home? You can take any material from anywhere and read it, etc., etc. Let's read one more, and this is Father's Eyes. Let's see you if you can read this one also perfectly. Try not to make any single mistake whatsoever.
Father's eyes. A teenager lived alone with
Okay,
his
your
father.
volume is less. Can you
Yes,
increase that or get closer
yes,
to the
yes,
microphone?
I'll try to increase my voice.
Yeah, now it's much better, slightly better.
A teenager lived alone with his father, and the two. One minute, sir. There is a pop-up.
And the two of them, it's not visible.
It is. It is. It isn't visible. There was a pop-up of my icon. My,
Okay, now
yes, now it's okay. I'll start again. A teenager lived alone with his father, and the two of them had a very special relationship. The father believed in encouragement, even though the son was always on the bench. His father was always in the stands cheering. He never missed a game.
okay, stop,
His young
stop, stop, stop. So after encouragement, there is a pretty good full stop. So you need to stop longer than your commas. The father believed in encouragement, even though you went like kind of in a rush. So you don't have to rush. The father believed in encouragement, even though the son was always. That's much better because you're reading like a story and because you're reading for everybody in the world. It's read aloud. So you want to make sure that your pause is pretty good and pretty big. That will also give you enough time to breathe and produce the next sentence clearly. So that's not much of a problem because we can understand you're reading in a hurry. You still have to do that. Even though the son was always on the bench, the next thing was, what did you say? His father was always in the stands cheering. Yeah. Can you say even though again?
yes, yes, sure. Even though the sun was always on the bench.
Yeah,
His fa-
stop. That's the problem. Even though the sun was always, we always say always. You are saying always in a different pronunciation. So change that. It is two words combined, all and ways. Combined together, always. There is no other pronunciation for this. You do not say always or other pronunciation like you are saying. It's
always, okay,
possible to
always.
speak like that, and it may be understood by a lot of people, but the correct pronunciation would be always. So change it a little bit. Even though the sun was always. Okay, let's start
Yes.
from even though again.
Even though the sun was always on the bench, his father was always in the stands cheering. He never missed a game. This young man was the smallest of the class when he entered high school. His father continued to encourage him, but also made it very clear that he did not have to play football if he didn't want to. But the young man loved football and decided to hang in there. He was determined to try his best at every practice, and perhaps he would get to play when he became a senior.
Or became.
He became,
Continue from there. He became.
yes, beca- when he became a senior. All through high school, he never missed a practice or a game, but remained a bench
Remained.
warmer.
Remained.
Remained, remained, but remained bench warmer all for all 4 years. His faithful father was always in the stand. His faithful father was always in the stands, always with words of encouragement for him. When the young man went to college, he decided to try out for the football team as a walk on. Everyone was sure he could never make out. He,
No,
everyone
no,
was sure.
not out. Cut. Everyone was sure he could never make the cut.
Everyone was sure he could never make the cut, but he did. The coach ad, the coach admitted that he kept him on the roster because he always put
It's not
his
roaster, it's roster. Roster.
roster.
Roaster is like something we roast things on, like roasting chicken and all that. That is
Okay.
ROASTER, roaster. So this is roster. In the roster. Roster means in the register of admitting, his players or something on the roll that he's still a player. Okay, continue
Okay.
from there.
Roster because he always puts his heart and soul to every
Not
practice.
hurt. Stop. This is not hurt. Hurt is to get hurt, like injured. This is heart.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, right, right.
So in English, we pronounce heart as HART, but we write it as HEART. So you have to pronounce this word as heart.
Right.
Write down the pronunciation of the word on in your notebook and correct it in future.
Yes, sir.
You can
Yes, sir.
also write always because you made that mistake, although it is already fixed now, but still remember that so that
Yes,
in future you encounter, you can pronounce it correctly. But write down heart, HEART dash, and write the pronunciation as HART. Whenever heart comes, I have to pronounce it as heart, not the
right,
other way around. Okay.
right,
Then
sir.
write another word, HURT in another line. HURT. This one is pronounced as hurt. So in this case, you can write the word HEART or you can write hurt any way you think the pronunciation will be like. Got
Right.
it? Are you
Yes.
getting my point?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you start from the roster because
The roster because he always puts his heart and soul to every practice, and at the same time provided the other members with the spirit and hustle they badly hustle.
hustle. The
Hustle.
T is almost silent. Hustle.
Okay.
Continue from there.
And hustle they badly needed. The news that he had survived the cut thrilled him so much that he rushed to the nearest phone and called his father. His father shared his excitement and was sent season ticket for all the college games. This persistent young athlete never missed a practice during his 4 years at college, but he never got to play in the game. It was the end of his senior football season, and as he trotted onto the practice field shortly before the big playoff game, the coach met him with a telegram. The young man read the telegram and he became a deathly silent.
Stop. Stop. So notice that you're reading the young man read the telegram, but it is not read. Can you tell me which form of read it is?
Read
Read
third,
the line in your mind and tell
okay,
me which form of read this word
third,
is.
second, third,
Sorry? Speak it
past.
louder. I can't hear you.
Third form, past tense of.
Yeah, third form. The young man read. It's
Yes,
the
right,
past
sir.
form. It's the same spelling, but it's pronounced as past. So as a reader, you must know which one is past, and you must always be correct. Even if
Right,
you are reading in your mind, you must know this is read, because if you don't know that, your answer could go wrong, or you could mess up something in the language because you're reading past tense as present tense. So obviously the line will go wrong. You
right.
know this is the past tense, so why are you reading it in present tense? So you make sure you don't make that mistake. Now start from the young man again.
The, the young man read the telegram and he became deathly silent. Swallowing hard, he mumbled to the coach, "My father died this morning. Is it all right if I miss practice today?" The coach put his arm gently around his shoulder and said, "Take the rest of the week off, son, and don't even plan to come back to the game on Saturday." Saturday arrived, and the game was not going well. The coach put, in the third quarter, when the when the team was 10 points behind, a silent young man quietly slipped into the empty locker room and put on his football gear. As he ran onto the sidelines, the coach and his players were, as I don't know, as to
Were,
go,
first of all, that is not where, that is were
were
astounded.
like astounded.
Yeah, astounded is a form of astonishment. They were astonished. Okay. And his players were, not were, were astounded. Read from were. Okay, I cannot hear you. Can I have your mic on, please?
Yes, 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 sir. Uh, were astounded, were astounded to see their faithful teammate back so soon. "Coach, please let me play." The,
Continue. Coach, please let me play.
I
No,
I
you
missed
can't
that
read it.
where.
Here, this is where
Yes,
you
yes.
are.
Okay. Coach, please let me play. I have just got to play today, said the young man. The coach pretended not to hear him. There was no way he wanted his worst player in this close playoff game. But the young man persisted, and finally, feeling sorry for young man, the coach gave in. All right, he said, you can go in. Before long, the coach, the players, and everyone in the stands could not believe their eyes. This little unknown, who had never played before, was doing everything right. The opposition team could not stop him. He ran.
Opposition. There is no opposition. Read it correctly.
Oh, the opposing team could not stop him. He ran. He passed, blocked, and tackled like a star. His team began to triumph.
That is began, not begin.
Sorry.
Begin and began should be different in pronunciation. Began to triumph.
Began triumph. Triumph.
Read from here.
His team began to triumph. The score was soon tied. In the in the closing seconds of the game, this young man intercepted a pass and ran all the way for the winning touchdown. The fans broke loose. His teammates hoisted him onto their such
Shoulders.
cheering shoulders,
Shoulders.
shoulders, such cheering you have never heard, heard,
Heard.
heard, such cheering you have never heard. Finally, after the stands had emptied and the team had showered and left the locker room, the coach noticed that the young man was sitting quietly in the corner all alone. The coach came to him and said, young man, I can't believe it. You were fantastic. Tell me what's tell me what got into you. How did you do it? Young man looked at the coach with tears in his eyes and said, well, you knew my dad died, but did you know that my dad was blind? The young man swallowed.
Swallowed hard.
So,
Yes.
the young man swallowed hard and forced a smile. Dad came to all my games, but today was the first time he could see my play, and I wanted to show him I could do it.
Okay. That's really nice. And this one has a moral kind of thing in it. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to initiate. So this is the moral of this story. As you can see, he initiated this procedure because his dad could now see. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on putting in extra efforts when there seemed to be no hope at all. Winners put in their extra efforts even if it hurts. That is the moral of this thing. So it's a really good one. But we're gonna stop here because we have to carry on and move on to other things. Right. Let's come back to our grammar here, and we will continue with our grammar from where we left off last time. You did not do your homework, right? Last,
I
you did not get
I
time, I guess. Did you get time?
I didn't get a time. I
Okay, your
actually I
volume is too low. You have to
Okay,
speak inside into the
sorry,
microphone.
sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I did half homework and some part is remaining. Some 30% homework is remaining. Mail is I drafted mail, but I haven't sent because I wanted to check once. I
Okay,
drafted mail.
fine.
Homework I did 70%. 30% is remaining. I'll
So,
I complete
okay,
today
fine.
and before
Yeah.
I'll send you. today only after classes.
Good, good. Do that. The email you can do later. The other homework do it faster because email's turn will come when we do email next. So that may take a little bit longer. But the other grammar, grammar is continuing on daily basis. So we'll go to the next exercise, then that might cause you more problem. So it's better you are always doing the grammar as quickly as possible. However, if it is possible, you send me. Let's move on to the next grammar part. Last time we were on present continuous tense. Things like I am working, I am dancing, and I am playing, he's playing, she's playing, it is playing, whatever else. They are playing, we are playing, etc. We did that yesterday. We are now going to move on to the question form of this same thing. Okay. So let me pull up our code here so we can write something out. Maybe show you how that is done. Again, I will need a form of a table. So here's the table. Now I'm gonna write here the subject on one side, as you're very well aware of it. So hold on. For this purpose, we will need helping verb first because we're doing questions. And
I'm not
then we
able
will
to
have
see that.
subject.
So I'm not able to hear that.
Oh,
I'll
you're
show
not
you.
able to see that? Okay, sorry. So I forgot to display it to you also. And you should be able to get it in a minute's time. There you are. Now you can see it. It's in front of you. So I've already written their helping verb, subject, and object, as you know, to make questions. We're making the same questions that we were doing yesterday. We were doing present continuous tense. We only did the present continuous tense. Now we're going to do the question forms. So for example, if the question is, if the statement is, I am dancing, can you tell me the question form of that?
Am I dancing? Am I dancing?
Right, perfect. So the helping verb is what?
Am.
Am, right that. And
Am.
the subject is?
I.
Perfect. And then of course there is your object, which
Yes.
is, you are right, it still is verb, main verb, and the ing form. In this case, E has been removed, ing has been put. Don't mind the capitalization, the computer will do that mistake because it's following its own order. And then of course we have he, sorry, for he, she, it, what am I going to use as the helping verb?
Is.
It's going to be is, he, she, it, right? And then anything like working or dancing. And then we go on to multiple people we're talking about, more than one person. They, we, and even the second person, you. So these are the same things we did yesterday, but this is different, as you can see. Now, I'm going to make sure that you can see this line as bold so that it looks different. And now I'm also going to do one more thing. Make sure, oops, we have, sorry, here we are. Why does this keep coming here? Put it there. There we are. Okay, so here the reason why I'm doing this, any idea, is because this is type one way of asking the question. The other way, which we can call direct or indirect, but it's these are questions really. And the other way is by putting the 7W and H's we know about, right?
Yes.
Where and the helping verb, as well as the subject, and as well as the object. Also, we can use how. Things like when. Can you try making a sentence with where?
Yes, where am I dancing? Something.
Sorry, can't hear you.
Where am I dancing? We can use first sentence.
We can use the first one. Where am I dancing? And we can use the next one for this one. How is she working? And when are we or they playing? Do you see something wrong in my objects? Yeah, you did not point it out. These are all questions. So there should be a question mark in all of them. Yes,
Yes, yes.
this identified as the question. So you will make sure you will follow this strategy. One way of asking the question are all these three. The other way is this way. Where am I dancing? This one is different meaning. Am I dancing means what? Can you tell me the meaning of this line?
Yes, that is meaning. Am I dancing? I'm
Your
asking.
volume keeps going
I'm
down. So
asking. Sorry. I am asking that am I dancing or what am I doing? So that is
I'm gonna merge these cells so it's more clear that way.
right.
There
Right.
we are. So the
So
word or object can be any with any of them, but their method is yeah. Am I dancing means what?
what am I doing? Just like that. Am I dancing?
Yeah.
So what are
And where am I dancing? What does that
so
mean?
that is location where.
Yeah, that is exactly location.
So
Where?
dancing is there, but look
Yeah,
where. So
yeah. So what's the difference between the two? You know it very well. This one is saying, is it true that I am dancing? Whereas this
right,
one is saying, which location am I dancing at? Which point?
right.
Which place exactly am I dancing? So this you know this, and there are many more, four more. When, where, how, what, all these things will apply, and the same strategy will apply there. Okay. So basically, if
Yes,
you remember these, you remember everything. You can take a screenshot of this because I'm going to move into your grammar book. Ready?
yes. Just a
Are you
second.
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to remove this. It's gone from here, and we're going to go straight into your grammar. And I think we have it on screen. So I want you to read me what it's saying here. Read it.
Are you working? Unit 4. Are you working? Present continuous questions.
See, same present continuous questions. Do not ignore these small units because once you go into the higher units, you will misuse these units if you did not do them correctly. So it will
Right.
be very important for you to follow them. Now there's obviously a picture here, buzz, etc., etc. Let's see what you can do about this. So, okay, first of all, where it is used, can you tell me?
Yes,
Read this.
it is used to ask about an action that is going on on in present
Right. Like,
at the time of speaking or at the time of writing.
yeah, in both the situation, either you are speaking right now and it's going on, like it is raining right now. So you want to tell it is raining right now, or you're telling in a story or something in writing that it is raining at this time, it is raining. Then also you can use the present continuous tense or also the present continuous questions. Now, if you want to put up a question whether it is raining, you won't say it is raining, you will put up, is it raining? And the same thing at the time of writing. One person is asking the question to another person. Let's say John is asking Mary, hey, Mary, is it raining? Is it raining outside? Something like that. These are the same present continuous tenses, but only in question form. Let's see somebody asking a question and answering in the same present continuous tense. So read the question and answer from here.
Where are you going?
Again, your volume is gone down.
Where are you going? Where are you going? I'm going on a field trip.
So the common thing between them is the present continuous and it is bold. You can see going,
Yes.
going, are, and I am. I'm going on a field trip. Where are you going? All right, great. So positive side, read for me.
Yes. Positive. I am wearing smart casuals.
The question,
A- Am I wearing smart casuals?
right. So you can see the tone also changes. You also change the tone. That is very important. You can see the helping verb always comes out early on, or the 7 types of questions come up and then the helping verb immediately follows. That is the only way to put questions in English,
Right.
right?
Right.
And the same wearing is coming here. Am I wearing smart casuals? And of course, the question mark is there. The question mark is very important in writing. You cannot miss it, or you just lose all the marks for writing. Now, read the next one.
Prem is exercise. Prem is exercising on the treadmill. Is Prem exercising on the treadmill?
On the treadmill.
Yes.
So change your change your tone a little bit higher. Is Prem exercising on the treadmill? That kind
Okay.
of way. This one is straightforward and simple. Prem is exercising on the treadmill. This one
Right.
completely changes. Is Prem exercising on the treadmill? Because now you are asking a question. You want an
Right.
answer. If you want an answer, you're going to make it sound different. You already did make it sound different, but it was not enough, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit hesitancy. So there should be no hesitancy there. It's clearly you are asking a question. Okay, next.
Asha is attending the workshop. Is Asha attending the workshop?
It's very good. Next.
The microwave is working properly. Is the microwave working properly?
Good. And the R ones.
We are we are circulating the agenda. Are we circulating the agenda? You are planning for the future. Are you planning for the future? The kids are playing chess. Are the are the kids playing chess?
See, the format of the question completely changes from the sentence. It's very important. We've already done this as part of this. So we go to the next part. Now, at the time of speaking, what and how we speak, can you read this line for me, please?
At the time of speaking. Are you traveling? Yes, I am. Please call me later.
So there is definitely a question here, and there's definitely an answer from somebody else, and a response also with please call me later. Okay.
Yes.
So that is this that is used at the time of speaking. That's what they're saying. Are you traveling? Like somebody speaking to someone saying, are you traveling? Yes, I am. Please call me later. This is kind of a conversation you could have with a colleague or somebody. Like, are you busy at the moment? Yes, I am busy. I have to finish this project. Please call me later or something like that. Okay,
Right.
next line, read it.
Is the sun shining? Yes, it is.
Next one.
Why are you leaving early? I have to appear for an interview.
It is pretty good, except I think your leaving was more like living, not like leaving. So notice the difference between living and leaving. Living is where you're living your life. And here you're talking about leaving. So it should be clear. The difference between the two should always be clear. No two words should match alike. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess. Also
Yes,
for
yes.
you, and also for the listener, and also for the English people. They're going to say, okay, this person is a little bit weaker. So you can write these two words down. Make sure that their pronunciation is different. Why are you leaving early is the right way to speak this, not living. Why are you leaving early is sounding like, okay, living? What is he saying? So if this is not written on the screen, it will become a problem for you. So you want to make sure the pronunciation is totally different. Now read it like this. Why are you leaving early? We extend leaving. leaving early. So it is never the same as living. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
sir,
So
sure.
this line again.
Why are you leaving early? I have to appear for an interview.
For an interview. Do not miss any
For,
words.
yes, for an interview.
Okay, read the
Are
next.
you are you preparing herbal tea? Yes, I am.
Perfect. The next one.
Are we meeting? Yes, we are. I will confirm by SMS.
Now here, what is happening is at the time of writing, this conversation is taking place. These ones were at the time of speaking. This time they are writing something. That's why this conversation is coming. Are we meeting? He's writing. One person is writing. The other one is saying, yes, we are. I will confirm by SMS. This is all being done in writing. Okay. Read the
Yes.
next line.
Is Seema supervising her team member?
Members.
No. Yes. Is Seema supervising her team members? No, she isn't. She is on a coffee break.
Yeah. So the person is replying back. No, she isn't. She is. Okay. When we do
Yes.
writing, we can use shortcuts like this, but only in quotes, double quotes. When we're talking about somebody speaking like that, then we put. But if you're doing writing and you are not putting in double quotes, then or single quotes, then it has to be in full form. No, she is not. You cannot make the contraction as mentioned here. Okay, read this one, please.
Are you confirming the order? Yes, I am.
Perfect. Okay, so this will be your exercise for today, which you will get later on. But I want you to look at the picture, especially the first picture, and know what you have to do. Write questions using the answers in the picture. So you can see the word is given, prepare you and for the exam. So you have to make a question out of it. The question will be, are you preparing for the exam? Example is given to you. Can you read this? Yeah.
Yes. Are you preparing for the exam?
Yeah, that's the answer. Yes, my exam starts next week. So in the same way, answer is given. For using these words, you will make the questions and submit it. Okay.
Yes.
Also do the other exercises. So that's the end for this grammar. We will now very quickly move up the last part. Okay, in this part, it's a very straightforward storytelling part. What we do here is you are going to start a story. Okay. Any kind of story, it can be fake, it can be real, it can be interesting. Any lines you make. When you want to pass the story on to me or to the other person, at the end you will say, and then, and you will stop. You will not say anything. For example, I was playing football yesterday evening, it started raining, and then you will stop. And from when you say and then I will continue. I will speak a line or two or a few lines, then I will say and then you will continue from there. So everybody is making their own stories, but they are continuing the paragraph from where they stop. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Right? When you start something, speak something, and then stop it, and I will continue.
Okay. Uh, I went to the hotel yesterday with friends, and we enjoyed time with each other. We uh, we uh,
Eight.
we ate. Uh, we we did some gossip, and then
Then one of my friends had to rush to the washroom, so he went over there. But unfortunately, the water was not coming in the washroom. And then,
he came out in panic, and he scolded to hotel manager about uh, utilities, and manager went to the went to the utility manager, and they solved the problem. He came back to the washroom, and he used water, he used washroom, and then he came to the table, and then
And we continued to eat and enjoy our food. And we also laughed about that scenario that happened with him. And then
again we start eating. uh, we ordered some Chinese food. uh, One of my friend told us that this is not a uh, food that we regularly eat. That is that the food is uh, made by some element which are harmful to our body. And then
he complained about that too. We called up the waiter and the manager once again. The manager was already shivering as if he knew that something is gone wrong. And then
and then manager came. We show him that the unhygienic element in our plate. Then he went to the chef, and then
he quickly got the matter fixed up. He apologized to us and he offered us free drinks and also a free dessert. We were a little bit upset initially, but then we decided to forgive him as it's not entirely his mistake. And he really apologized, saying that I will make sure this kind of mistake does not happen again. And then
we enjoyed our dinner. We conversed lot of things, we exchanged lot of thoughts, and we enjoyed that evening dinner with friends after a long time. And uh, we went to our home, and again uh, we acknowledged everybody's uh, we we want we make sure that everybody reach their home. And after that uh, we did some text on WhatsApp group. And then we uh, and then
we went all to bed and wished each other good night on the WhatsApp system. Okay, so that was pretty good. As you can see, this storytelling is a very good way to have a continuous conversation. It's very good. If you can also practice this in front of the mirror, it's not impossible. But obviously, you will miss me or you will miss another person. You can also play it in a group of people. But I did notice two things that I wanted to tell you. You said one of my friend, so that's an incorrect statement. It would be one of my friends because you're saying one of my friends, not one of my friend. So this becomes a habit. If you don't fix it, it will always come out wrong. Make sure you fix it. One of my friends is right. Everything when you say one of my, you always say a plural after that. One of
okay.
my bikes, one of my cars, one of my planes, one of my plates, one of my situations, anything is plural after that because you're saying among so many one. So it will always be that. In the last line also you said make, but that one is okay because you kind of rectified it yourself. So I'm not going to do it. So I think it should have been we made sure that everybody went back or everybody reached back safely. We made would have been better. But you changed the other structure of the sentence, so it was kind of sounding okay. Fine, so that's pretty good. I wish we could play the storytelling more, but looks like we're running out of time. And this
Yes,
recording and everything will stop suddenly. So you please do your homework, and then we'll continue
yes sir.
with
Yes,
everything tomorrow.
yes,
Yeah,
I'll do my homework.
yeah. Okay, same time. We'll see you tomorrow. Eh?
Yes sir.
Okay, good. Have a good day and do some speaking with everybody else. Do the mirror work. I'll send you what kind of homework you should be doing Monday to Saturday. Also take a look at that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
You're
Bye.
welcome.